And I felt so beautiful, Kiki. I felt so dumb. Like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful." She was like, you're coming to Lagos." She's like, "You come to Lagos with this, you're gonna get off the plane and have a driver, and you're gonna get $25,000 in cash." And I was like, "Can we go tomorrow?"
Okay, shoot.
I had such a time with these girls. Like, it was just like, I just loved them. I was like, you guys are amazing. And again, they're moms. I love having mom friends. Mom friends always have snacks, and they be ready to go to sleep early, and they're very responsible.
Very true. And if they're not responsible, they're irresponsible is not really that irresponsible.
Yeah. It's like we were supposed to end at 10 and we're ending at 11.
And now your husband's looking for you, but it's like, well, bitch, I was scared we wasn't going to get to hang out again. I already texted him and shared my location, so he knows you're safe.
Yeah. And so we was eating jollof rice. Woo! Suya.
You know, I love me some suya.
I love suya. They were like, we're going to get you on all the Nigerian stuff. I was like, I am so excited. It was a great time. And also, I can't believe I forgot this. I finally went to the Ritz Tea Party. You know, they have like a season and they do like a little Ritz Tea Party. And Kiki was so cute. Me and my friend Kelsey went, and she invited some of her friends. And we had such a good time just having tea, talking, catching up, and just, living a little. Like, it was just such a fun time. I think that the season is over for the tea party, but if it's not, y'all, go to the Ritz for the little tea party situation. You get little snacks. It's not a whole meal. You can add on champagne, and you just get a plethora of tea and like little cakes and stuff. And I was just like, I mean, after I did my Ancestry.com DNA test, I got whales in me a lot. So I was like, oh, really? I'm a queen, yeah.
And you know what? Even if you don't make it to the Ritz, a lot of nice hotels have it. There's one, it starts with an A in Dallas. They do it year round. Maybe a Dolphins or something like that. I don't know, but they do high tea. I feel like they do it at Chateau Elan too. But they have it in a lot of places. It's a fun time to get dressed up, get dolled up, and just go and like be a lady, pretend to be a lady, whatever. And I was gonna say, we're gonna have fun with the Nigerians. At least try it out. I think every woman should have that experience at some point in her life. Last time I was hanging out with a Nigerian man, they didn't have me doing nothing. I did it on my own. I just wrapped a Nigerian flag around my back and I was running through the club. I mean, I was cutting up. It was a wild time. It was Nigerian Independence Weekend, and you could not tell me I was not a Naija queen. Still am, and I did my ancestry, so it's on there. And I'll get in the kitchen with your mama and make that jollof rice. But I haven't done it in a while.
It was such a great time. Another thing I want to remind everybody, August 24th and 27th, I will be in Sedona with Paradise and Vibe. We are doing a retreat. It is all about thinking big, big dreams, and actually making the things happen. Being around people that we're curating an environment for you to really believe in yourself and make some shit happen for real. And I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know, it's in Sedona, Arizona. I've been saying this. We got Issa Rae. She's going to be speaking a lot on dreaming big and being fearless. We have Kimberly Lawson. She's a New York Times bestselling author. And we have the topical CEO, Olamide Olawole. I keep messing the name up, and I'm sorry, sis. She's going to be talking about rejection. We have Ariana Elizabeth. She will be doing all the yoga and the Pilates. Pilates is really trending right now, so we added Pilates in there, and I'm excited to try it because I haven't done it.
Now that you're getting stronger, I think you'll enjoy it. I like Pilates, but it's hard. It looks easy. It's not.
It's not. Like, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, girl. And at the farewell dinner, we will have a performance by Lion Babe, and the welcome party will be by Club 1BD, and I absolutely love that DJ. So you guys go to paradisandvibe.com. Right now we have a special going in for the month of May. You can use code May250 for a little discount. Come, and I would love to see you there. Treat yourself.
Okay, and I want to remind you guys to, number one, sign up for my book club. This month, we read Colliding with Fate. Next month, I don't know what the book will be, but I'll add it to the description of next week's episode because we'll pick for June. So next week will be, I think that's the beginning of June. If you haven't joined, please join. And you can join as a free member and see like what we're going to read, but to join the virtual happy hours and the monthly meetings and all of that, you do have to do the paid. And it's a good time. More and more people have been joining. After I was reminding everybody, like, hey, it's okay if you didn't read the book. We're not strict in this bitch. It's a good time. I get how hard it can be to connect with other people as adults. I hear people talk about it all the time. I've had experiences with that, and it's just like, we're just a group of women, and men can join too, but I don't know if you're gonna like it. I don't know. We don't have any men though. It's a safe space, and we have a good time talking and chatting just about anything. We play games and all kind of stuff. So join the book club, patreon.com/Kiki Setso, and also join our Patreon, patreon.com/cocktails. Tonight, actually, if you are listening to this on Thursday the 29th, we are going to be doing a Patreon live with Erica and Mila from Good Moms Bad Choices. We're gonna have some games. I got some cocktail recipes already typed up. We've got a plan, and we're gonna have a good time. They'll be joining us. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on the West Coast, 5 p.m. Maybe you'll be in the car driving home from work if you have to do that.
On your calendar.
It'll be on Zoom, and so go ahead and sign up. And hopefully by June. Thank you guys for the patience. We'll be having some new stuff to share and some life updates and other stuff for all of you nosy rosies out there. Other than that, I guess that's it. I'll do a really quick weird sex so that we can keep things moving because we do have to do 2 episodes today, but my story is very short.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury, like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not a necessity. Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter? Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
Okay. So in the spirit of the topics today, I was thinking about, like, we're talking about being young and what life might have been like back then. And so I found the story. I'm supposed to say the show for everyone. I didn't watch that. I scrolled too far. Okay. So I didn't. No, I gotta watch it. But I have a story about, myths. So, like when you're younger and you're not getting, we didn't have the internet like they have the internet today with so much like actual factual stuff. So we were really just talking amongst ourselves, trying to figure it out. Parents not being super open. There's nowhere else to turn. We were giving each other bad information, just as a collective whole with the millennials and older. So, this one is just this weird sex story is just a throwback to the times when sex ed was like vibes with your friends and reading Cosmo and not really understanding what the fuck was going on. So there was a whole group of college girls who really thought in their friend group that you couldn't get pregnant if you had sex standing up.
That sounds uncomfortable, and you can definitely still get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how it is, if he's strong, he might have been an old linebacker or something. It might have been a fun time. He just pick you up. He's standing up, and you're upright. But yeah, that ain't how it works.
Boring fact about me: I don't really like don't pick me up, even if you can. It's not sexy to me.
I used to like it when I was skinny.
Put me down, nigga.
Now it is like uncomfortable, and I just feel like it's just a busty can of biscuits all in the middle. Who's everybody smiling? Hey, girls. Hey.
We need to start putting a QR code sticker up here. Like,
yeah.
Listen.
All the labels are in the building. Last time it was Apple Music. I don't know what's going on. Let me shoot TC a text. What's happening? Anyways, back to this. So they thought you could only get pregnant, or you couldn't get pregnant if you were having sex standing up. And they were thinking, gravity or whatever. Obviously, these were not our scholars. They also thought you couldn't get pregnant if you pee right after. Now, I'm not understanding that because those are very different holes.
I do remember hearing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember.
If you pee after?
I feel like Sharina told me that. Yeah.
Oh, well, and how many kids she got? About 3. So, anyways, okay, so one girl swore she was in the clear because she had bounced up and down for 30 seconds after sex, like that was going to shake the sperm loose up out of her. And I have heard people were thinking that they couldn't. Some people thought they couldn't get pregnant if they were on top, and then other people thought they would get pregnant. Some people think they can just push the shit out. That is not how it goes, baby girl. Anyway, they were all like, it's science, and it's not. It was just a little bit of gymnastics.
You're pregnant.
And, yep, and thank God that was back then, because I don't know what you'd be able to do now. Anyway, it was just a lot of vibes, missed periods, and dollar store pregnancy tests. I'm glad we're not there yet. I was going to ask you, what was a myth that you used to think was true, but you just shared one. I can't think of one. I think somebody told me, like, it was something about if you take it. And I remember having to tell one friend she thought that she should wear 2 condoms. Or not she wear 2 condoms, but the guy wear 2 condoms just in case one broke. And I was like, no, baby girl, don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to make it worse, really.
If he wears 2 condoms?
Like in case one breaks, then there's a backup already there.
Like you're saying they would both break?
Maybe, but it's like extra friction because you got a dick inside of a glove, inside of another glove. That's adding extra friction. They're all rubbing against each other. That does not work. Do not double up on the condoms. Just make sure they're not old. Don't keep them in your wallet. And
Wait, why don't you give me your wallet?
friction.
Oh,
And like you even don't want to.
tearing.
And it's just in there, and then it's like they expire. And that's something that I think that people forget often.
Baby
And
girl.
honestly, men, well, I think everybody should carry their own because the men be trapping the women and the women be trapping the men. People will poke holes. And ain't nobody looking at that. Honestly, when you ripping it open, you're just trying to rip it open. If you even rip it open. So if you're going to use them, everybody should stay strapped.
They know
they're not, but I just thought it'd be a nice thing to say. Anyway, that's it. We've got a couple minutes to kind of touch on some of our young, dumb, little well, that wasn't the name of it.
What? No, I was like,
oh, that was the name of a cocktail I was considering. Never mind.
But we did do an episode a long time ago, and I think that one, Young Dumb Full of Cum, we had Olivia. You remember Olivia? And
yes,
I do think we
friend.
were on the street.
Yeah, we were here.
Yeah. Oh my God. So nostalgic. But okay, so I didn't even think to ask you before we got here, or even at the beginning of the week. Have you watched the Netflix show Forever?
I have not watched it yet. It is on my list.
What am I watching?
But I want to watch it.
I'm listening to Cocktails podcast.
I've been watching murder documentaries. But what's new?
Is such a well-written,
Cocktails. Kiki and Medina Monroe.
Well shot, perfectly casted.
And
which
no, I'm not going out.
I didn't know that his friend is the guy who plays Christian. His real name is Xavier, but you don't necessarily watched it yet. But you'll see it.
I'm gonna be doing my hair in
my
just a
brother's
second.
friend.
He's like the main guy.
He's one of the main guys. The main guy is his character name is Justin. I don't know his real name. Mara Brock Akil did this show.
That's a wonderful person. I admire her work and her talent.
She did Mary Jane, also girlfriend. She did
Girlfriends and some other stuff,
bro. And I am passionate and I am an emotional person and I'm always very vulnerable. The show is so good. I'm only on episode 3. By the time y'all hear this, I'll probably be. I don't binge watch stuff for real anymore. It gives me anxiety to do that. I don't know why, but it does. I'll be like, turn it off. Like just turn it off. We don't have to
just
watch
like keep it on. I'm not going to bed.
All
I
I've
gotta find out what happens.
I gotta turn it off. But
all I've done is put on a little bit of concealer. Well, no, it's not concealer. It's hold on, I'm gonna show you.
Well, I'll look. I'll tell you. I'm just curious.
So,
Skin Rewind Complexion Stick by Ilya.
Because the art,
And then
it is a skill.
that thing jumped out of my hand. Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. That's the lighter color that I put, like in the lighter parts. But yeah, I'm actually gonna put a little bit more of this on my little imperfection marks, my little dark marks.
It feels like a love letter. It took me back to like when you first started to have crushes on people in life.
That's what everybody says. It's like supposed to be nostalgic in a sense if you are older watching it and bring you back to that first love and those feelings that you had.
But then also it is black. It is very black, but it's also very black in the sense of like all black people aren't the same. Everybody didn't grow up and you don't know your mama and nobody had no money. They show all of it though. Like, and they even show where like her mom, Keisha's mom, maybe she wasn't the richest, but she had a rich upbringing. Like she had amazing black women around. When like she wasn't a crack baby and it wasn't like, it was just like, it wasn't all this struggle. Like, it was.
Yeah, sometimes certain stories do annoy me because it's like, why does everything have to be?
And I get it because
that could be real.
It do be something my family around be like, dang, this go to the projects to visit you, but no, I ain't grow up like that. But anyway, the show is like I literally was like, this is beautifully put together. I love it. I like the girl who plays Keisha. I think her name is Lovey. The young actors are just incredible. Like, I want to get one of them on the show as a guest, and I'm going to ask my brother. I don't ask for no favors. I'm going to ask him, can you get Xavier to come on the show? It is just so good, Kiki. I can't wait to watch it. But it sparked something in my creative mind, and I have been way more creative lately because there is nobody's Ashley son in my life. And I've had more time.
Oh my girl, Karen is in here.
Like, you know her?
No, but y'all know, you an OG listener, you know I was very upset many moons ago when they canceled Underground. Remember I was going off about Underground forever?
I watched it because you and my sister told me to watch it. I was like, oh my gosh,
It's
it's
so
so
good.
good.
She was mama. She was, what's her name?
Let me see.
This one.
Oh, her?
Yeah, so she played a mama. She's was that?
Justin's
Rosalie's mama?
Mhm.
I can't remember. I don't know, but she was always in that whiskey. And it's the way she does her mouth. Like, I didn't do it right, but it's just, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen her act. And she don't play around.
She's Justin's mom in Forever, and she's one of the mamas. She don't play around. Like, it's like, you better be careful.
Why they ain't got Underground on the credit scene? This is what be making me upset. I'm going to have to start tweeting again. But go ahead.
The show is impeccable. It definitely sparked up some, like, just some topics that I wanted us to talk about, being young love.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it on the road.
Yeah, yeah. Young love. So
Okay.
I wanted to know, like, do you remember what it felt like to like somebody before we had all of these boundaries and before we were thinking about, like, before we had heartbreak and before we had pain?
Mm-hmm.
And you just purely liked somebody. Like, when you were young, when you're young, you get to have this excitement about a person. But for some reason, I don't really think you can get it when you're an adult because we know so much, and everybody's just kind of like, guards are up, and we do have rules, and they're needed. But there is just this beauty about young love.
Well, first of all, I got distracted because who the fuck is this? Hey, Cornell Young the Fourth. He's one of the actors in the show.
He don't got a big part though. At least not yet. I've only seen him a little bit.
He looked like he could be Aaron Pierre's brother. What you doing? You ever be in Atlanta? You need to come on the show. I would like to talk to you. Like, what's up? Anyways, he would look good. He look like Mufasa for real. Simba, somebody. I want to see if I get distracted. Oh my God, he's got
That's why
got them
when I be in
demon
the
eyes.
gym, I take my glasses off and try to focus.
That's smart. I should put somebody's glasses on so I can't see.
And I was so mad, literally yesterday. My friend, shout out to Premium Junkie, Keith, he created a clothing line. It's been around for years. He was like, "Can I see some workout gear?"
Mm-hmm.
He sends me the workout gear. I'm like, "Oh, this is so cute. It's soft. It looks great." And it didn't have enough firmness. I don't like having attention on me in the gym, like for real. I don't go in there. There are some girls that they have the sexy outfits. That will never be me. It's too much. I don't want y'all looking at me.
Leave me alone.
Too much going on. So I go in there looking crazy. And
Understood.
I don't care. My trainer be making fun of me. I don't care. I'm focused.
I'm not trying to be a bad bitch in the gym. I'm trying to turn into the baddest bitch.
The parents didn't have enough. And I told Keith this. I said, I love
Booty
him,
jiggling.
but you have got to add whatever Lululemon got because my booty was in here shaking. I'm talking about
Jiggling.
It was jiggling and twerculating. And I was like, stop looking at me. And everybody was looking and the men was looking. And I was like, I can't wear these again. It's just too much.
You can't even do the bottom half.
You can't even do it. But young love.
Okay.
Did you have young love? Like
I did. And I made that face because the first person I remember that I thought I loved, he broke my heart. That's why I don't fuck with short niggas to this day. And that was what, 18 years ago. Well, not 18, probably like a little less than that, but like enough. Like, anyways, it was fun for a minute.
But do you think that this was young love when you got your heart broken? It seems like it's like today. It's like now
What? Because I was upset. I was hurt. I was wild sliding.
Yeah, I
did. I was crying. Yeah, baby child. Yeah. So anyway, it was like towards the end of high school. So I was in college at this point. It was like a little back and forth. I should have been left that shit alone. Like, you at home. Not that you can't stay home, but I should have left that alone. Like, this will never work for real. And I'd be feeling like the jaded auntie when I tell other people that. And it's like, maybe it will, but if you're meant to be, you will be. You will come back together. Go ahead and spread your wings, little butterfly. Fly, 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 fly. Anyway, part of it was fun. There was an innocence to it to a degree that I can appreciate. Now, you know, my feelings aren't hurt anymore. I've been got over that, but I don't know. It wasn't as exciting.
It's not exciting, but it's just like this feeling, like the butterflies. But I can't wait to hear from you. I can't wait. Now it's like,
Oh, you talking on the phone all night.
Correct, and you need it.
I like that part, like the talking on the phone and like
and smiling and being giddy, and you couldn't wait to see them, even if it was just for a moment passing, like in the hallway. When is the last time you had a crush? A true crush. It's so hard to have a crush when you're grown because you done already fucked them.
Yeah, I mean, I was still crushing after I fucked, but it's been a few years. But it was like someone who I knew. Nothing had ever happened, but I had like a slight crush. But I was like, I would never even entertain that. I'd have been hurt enough. I'm not about to go down that road because I already know I did it. And I left unscathed, thank God, because I was older and wiser. But it was like fun to have a crush and like be excited to run into him, be excited to see him, be excited when he called or text or whatever, be excited when we could spend time together. It didn't last very long, but those feelings were fun. But I don't be crushing like that. Not on anybody that's like could ever realistically be some. I be looking at people on the internet, and that's not even a real crush at this time. It's just like oh, he's fine. Like whoever the boy was, I was just talking about, he's fine. But I can't even tell you his name, and that was 2 minutes ago.
I miss like having a crush on someone, and I just don't know if you can do it when you're an adult because you about to crush and then you smile and it's like all them teeth. I can't even do it no more.
Or they say something that's stupid like, oh, I write songs and produce music for this person and all this other stuff. Give me your number and you don't even know my name. What you gonna say? Hey, Shari. Like, what you gonna say when you call me? Oh, you're probably not. You're just gonna text me and ask me to meet you at a club for dinner. That's not. Yeah, I don't want that. So yeah, it's something about being younger. Sometimes I will say too. I think that at least a lot of guys, when everybody was younger, they actually tried. And we all had like this idea about what dating was. And even though we all had missteps, it was still like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a plan. And you had to make a plan because you probably had to borrow your mama's car.
Remember when somebody had to call you and possibly talk to your mom or your dad because it was a landline? And so it's like, oh, hi, Miss Scott, can I talk to Medina? And it's either going to be Medina cannot talk to boys on the phone right now, and you don't need to be calling. Or
it's like after 9 o'clock, go to bed.
Like that was,
you have to come to the door. Ain't no, I'm outside text.
There is none of it. And I don't even know if the kids today even know about that because there is no landline. Like, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
And they're so grown. Like,
they all got their phones. They're all on the TikTok, doing their dances, and they're being led by incels on podcasts.
Oh my God, like, that really does make me sad that like the kids don't know what it's like to just be a kid.
Yeah, and I love seeing when I do meet kids or see kids whose parents do make sure that they still have that kid life. Sometimes I be joking about my niece. I'm like, they're weird. But then I'm like, oh yeah, y'all are just real little kids. Y'all still get to be kids in this world. Even though they be spicy sometimes, they still really get to be kids. They don't have social media, none of them. Whenever they've had it, it was really something their mother was managing, doing little skits because they thought it would be fun. And the moment it wasn't fun, okay, we're done with it. It's not like you just on there doing whatever. And I be managing the app. Anybody that's got an iPad, I'm checking the app.
Let me ask you this. Your type, even though we were young and kids, and when I say young and kids, I mean like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school. Is there any similarities between your type back then and your type now?
I don't know how to define my type exactly, but I will say if it's strictly off of physical attraction, the person I go to is pretty. I just love a pretty man. I don't know what it is. I mean, sometimes I know they be gay, but if I'm just looking, I don't care. Shit, you're just pretty. I admire beauty in any and everyone. That is the same. What else? Taken was a type I had. I didn't want to. That was not intentional, but then, you find out later. I've grown away from that, but it has happened within the past 5 years, 5 to 10. I don't know. I definitely taller. I threw a height requirement on that bitch. Height requirements. What else is different? I don't know if that much is different. I will say though, all jokes aside, when it comes to somebody that I might be interested with, whether it's a crush or possibly something.
Oh, I didn't know you were still here, my friend. How's my day going? My day's going good.
More shallow before. and I'm glad
I've just been,
God has delivered me.
you know,
from that. Niggas can be fine, but like, look at them on Instagram. Thank God for
doing
Instagram.
various things. Mostly just doing my hair all
to
day.
get my fix. Yeah, I don't have to work. You don't have to touch them and deal with them ill. Yeah.
I think one of the similarities that I still see, and this has, I don't know if this will even ever change, but like, I am always drawn to like the men who have just a little bit of hood in them.
I need a soul.
Not you want a bad boy.
That's what the queen said.
And I even in high school, I even liked it.
Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of this going live stuff. So I forgot. I gotta read and see
you're not doing that, but like
you're not a square.
What's happening.
We can both be squares. That's super lame.
My cousin called me corny the other day, and I was so offended. And I was like, "Why would you say that?" Like he was like, "You corny," and I was like, and he meant it, and I was so offended. I was like,
"You from Pittsburgh?"
Yes, we were in Pittsburgh. My cousin Ahmed, and I was just looking at him like I didn't even have words. Like nobody has ever called me corny. And really, yes, really.
I think about like some of your jokes. That's all. You be having your jokes that would be like on a popsicle stick.
No.
Like, okay, like what is the one? Something about the Mario Brothers. What they say? Dinum. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like a.
And we do your
joke,
rhymes.
like,
you do the Medina rhyming with Aquafit. I mean, some of that stuff. It's funny and it's cute, but yeah. But I asked if he was from Pittsburgh. I know you got family from Pittsburgh. The Philly people be saying that, so I was wondering if it was like because they say it across the board.
I was like, no, he really was like, "You're cool."
I feel like to your face.
So wait, so you said it's late where you live? Where do you live?
I feel like because I'm nice, like because I'm just a nice person. Like
that's what I think the Philly people mean.
I'm like, you need
very friendly, upbeat, energetic. But you know they be a little.
I mean, man, you need to get healing, nigga. I was really offended. I was like, because it was time for my grandma to go to sleep, and I was like, let's all go in there and say goodnight to her. He was like, "You corny," and I was like,
"Well, wait a minute. I would be pissed off.
She might not wake up." Like I really was looking like,
yeah.
It was weird.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on to intersection advice, I wanted to ask you. I saw you put on here was young love the realest love. Do you think it was the most pure form of love, or do you think it like comes after some real life experience?
Romania
learning about yourself.
You have a question? What's up?
Love in general.
It's interesting.
You got a question? I got an answer.
To me, what it is like the purest. Maybe I shouldn't say pure. I don't know what word to use, but yes, because it was like in a time where it's like nothing mattered. Like you didn't. It's not like you were looking at somebody and I mean I don't know about y'all, but like you weren't looking at somebody and like what they had. What they was gonna spend on you, what they were gonna like. You really did. That's like one of the only.
Do you like me? Yes or
no?
And you really get to decide like I like you. You know what I mean? Like that goes away when you become an adult, and like I mean naturally it has to. But when you're young and you don't have all these things, you haven't been hurt before. Our parents are still taking care of us. It's like this different type of just pureness that it's like we don't even know to be like. Your family is definitely before, but I don't even care. Like I don't even. That doesn't matter because I like you. You still make me.
You want me to go to your channel?
And I don't really know where you're headed in life, but like I like you because this other stuff just doesn't matter. And so I think.
If I have time, I'll do it later.
It's like it matters now.
I'm kind of doing this right now.
I would say I think it's like an innocent form of love. I don't know if I would say pure. I would just kind of reserve that for families. And I don't know why, but I would say it's definitely an innocent form of love. But I do think that the strongest love comes after like life, whether it's something has happened in your love life or just some other aspect of life where you grow and you become more confident in yourself, are more sure of yourself, who you are, what you want. You are more open to other people and just other things. And it's like when you've gone through all this life, especially if you've been through any sort of hurt, trials, tribulations, any of that, and you find somebody and you really feel like you love them and you connect with them, I think that's the strongest, because it's like you have the hurt, but the hurt doesn't matter. You're not living in the hurt.
I don't
You're
know.
not living in the fear that
Honestly,
this
I
is
might
about
not.
to
I
happen
might
again.
not,
You're like,
friend.
I love this person. I'm
'Cause
willing to give it another
I
shot.
barely
Give love another shot because I
make the
just
videos
care
I
and I'm
need to
able to
make
move past it.
for
Yeah,
my
go
own
back to
channel.
the young love. But
So
sometimes it's like, what do they say? Innocence is
I need to
bliss.
not
Yeah,
put
I
extra
mean, you
stuff
have to
on my
watch
plate.
Forever. Like
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna
it
watch it.
made me be like, oh my god. I remember when I used to really like this boy named DeSoto. Do you remember I don't know if I knew you.
I don't know.
No, you knew me. I don't know.
I don't know if I knew DeSoto, but I immediately thought of the DeSoto football team. They had some lookers on there.
I like DeSoto so much. I remember he used to come knock on my door, and my parents was like, "You need to leave." His parents do know love.
You need to leave.
But then they let me hang out with DeSoto. But then DeSoto ended up murdering somebody at the foot of John Cooper.
Well, shout out to your parents for
Yeah.
blocking that. Okay.
That's why
Backing up.
I always like the little niggas. I don't know why. I really don't know where that came from. Cordell, you know Cordell?
Yes. Maybe it's like a opposites attract thing. Because you're not hood, but it's like, oh, this is fun. It's different.
Yeah.
Let me see what's happening in your world. What's going on over there? But yeah, I remember Cordell. Tall ass tees. I'm glad that went away.
I'm glad the tall tees were going too. That just wasn't good.
It was not good. It wasn't.
Tall tees weren't a good trend.
And I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, the way that the guys make fun of us. I mean, we are much older, but I don't give a fuck about that. The way that people make fun of us in fast fashion from like Shein and Fashion Nova
No
and
problem.
sites like that, Pretty Little Thing before they jumped up in their prices. Y'all used to be going out in fucking tall ass t-shirts, and that's it. White t-shirts, big ass pants. I mean, was it a tablecloth? Was it pants? We don't know. Anyway, that's it for this week, you guys. Tap in the comments or send us a DM or whatever, and let us know like what you think about young love and what you remember about your young love. And bonus, did you marry your young love? Are you still with your young love?
Yay,
What's up
thank
with you? We wanna
you.
know.
Yeah, did you marry
Have a good
high
day.
school sweethearts? I even wonder, will that still be a thing today? Like the kids today, like is that even possible? I don't
You
know.
too.
Because they dating.
Some of them ain't even at school. Shit, I don't know. We'll see. Let us know. Did you marry your high school sweetheart? I would love to know. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Indecisive Diane, and when we come back, it will be time for the advice and then the cocktails.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey ladies, it's me, Diane, and I'm giving you a little date night early